I know a lot of you wanted Gyokeres, but it looks like Arsenal Football Club are getting Benjamin Sesko, people. As I've seen on social media, Benjamin Sesko, and I know the excitement of Gyokeres, etc., etc. Everyone's going crazy on social media. Sesko won't be the first player to be written off, nor the last. Now it's down to him. I do think the Sesko links kind of correlate with the fact that Kai Havertz will start the season being the first choice striker. Smash the like button and let me know your thoughts on Benjamin Sesko, because I know there's a lot of strong opinions, people. Romano said he understands Arsenal have started moving initial concrete talks for Benjamin Sesko deal. He's always been high on the recruitment team management Mikel Arteta list with attempts to get the deal done, rejected by Leipzig, pardon me, in May 2024 and January, people. Now Sesko will leave Arsenal on it. Now, obviously, everyone was to believe that Sesko was going to leave, regardless of how this season panned out for Leipzig, which was obviously disappointing. Xavi Simons the same. We hear a lot of fluctuation between what his release clause is and how it's activated and the variables that make it go up and down. And you would have seen today, Leipzig are actually interested in getting more for him in more favorable terms for buyers, in that they want to go as high as 90 odd million. What do you lot feel of Sesko? Now, I wanted Gyokeres because it's a bit different. It's win now mode. I do think Sesko has to deliver from the off. Obviously, adaptation period runs, but I like him. I genuinely think he's a good player. I genuinely think he can be good. I genuinely think, we're going to have to be patient. I know you don't want to hear it. It's going to be tough, but I'm cool with it. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of Benjamin Sesko. Now, don't let me down, my boy. Don't let me down, because we've all seen the statements and the quotes and the analytical football fans, and then better yet, the coaches in the game and all the talking points. They believe he could be the best out-and-out number 9 in the world. Now, whether he's able to do that, which I hope can be the case, great. Now, the one thing I would say to you, Sesko, is what's changed, because we hear, check out the video I did earlier today where the Athletic come out with this article called The Deal Sheet, and they spoke about everything down to the new contracts and all the other stuff. And they said Kai Havertz is still expected to start the season as the number 9. Now, that's why I said, what's changed? Because again, he said that a bid was rejected by Leipzig in 2024 in January. We've also simultaneously heard, we'll never know what the truth is, that Sesko was keen on joining us. We was keen on getting him. Who knows how the season would have panned out with a striker, but he had concerns that he wasn't going to play ahead of Kai Havertz. Does he think a year on he's ready now? Has the penny dropped that, okay, Marino's done his thing, Kai's done his thing, but I'm an out-and-out number 9 with all this potential, got another year under my belt where I think I got 13 league goals and 20 odd in all comps. I'm coming to take heed. Or have Arsenal learned, rather than being honest to Sesko, like, yeah, you're going to be second, you're telling him you're going to be second fiddle to Kai Havertz. Have they told him a lie, like you're going to start, and once you're there, obviously Gyokeres, you're going to have to start him a lot. Sesko is clearly a club signing rather than Berta. Berta's job for large parts of this season is probably just to get certain deals over the line. What I mean by that is the club's clearly done the groundwork for Zubimendi, get that over the line. Sesko, get that over the line. Dialogue between the Trossards new deal and Lewis Skelly and Saka and Saliba and Magalhaes and so on and so forth, get that done. Show an ability to pivot so we don't have a summer where, because we still haven't got Sesko or Gyokeres over the line, but we don't have another summer where we think we're getting certain players, dynamic shift, and our hands are tied behind our backs. So yeah, man, we'll have to see. And obviously outgoings as well. So we'll have to see with Sesko. You would know that Leipzig are currently on a trip to Brazil for some end of season, pre-season kind of friendly. Apparently he will not feature for them. Apparently he suffered a minor knee irritation, so he's on brand with Arsenal at the moment, getting injured. The German club don't want to take any risks on what they consider as one of their most valuable assets, people. Again, it was reported earlier today that his price could be as high as 92.5 million. And we also hear he'll actually, obviously, when you see that, he'll cost a lot more than Gyokeres. Now, you could caveat that with longevity. I know you don't want to hear this, and resale value and all of those things. Gyokeres, for me, would have been the first choice. I'm cool with Sesko. I understand it, but Gyokeres goes against the grain, and it appears that Sesko's been a club signing for a while. Edu's probably done his part. Ato the same. Berta just got to get over the line. I think with Gyokeres and maybe even part of a new deal, that was Berta saying, yo, listen, you need to do X, Y, Z. By all means, find players of tomorrow, develop players. But a couple players here need to be on the win now thing. So we'll have to see. But Arsenal apparently in talks to sign 92.5 million as Mikel Arteta approves deal. According to Romano, once again, we've held concrete talks over a move. He is 5 years younger than Osimhen and obviously Gyokeres. Apparently, that does not mean Arsenal pulled out of the race for Gyokeres, who has also attracted interest from Man United and Chelsea. Now, we haven't pulled out, but if we've started talks, and you would imagine we've been, if we were that convinced on Sesko, sorry, last year, and we dotted I's and crossed T's. Think about it. Put yourself in the summer of 2024. I know there's probably a couple of signings that sign for clubs that go against the grain people, but if you're trying to get a deal done in the summer, we all know the talks between the parties are happening months, maybe even a year before. So what is there? Obviously, a year can change and dynamics can shift and etc. etc. You look at trying to get Vlahovic versus Jesus, two very different profiles of strikers. But what else is there to learn about Gyokeres? We've seen him at his best. I mean, Sesko, seen him at his best, seen him at his worst. Obviously, for me, I only care about a striker that's going to score goals. But realistically, we all know in terms of the modern day, the pressing, the offering yourself as a focal point, we know all the other stuff Mikel Arteta wants. Now, maybe we start talks with I keep saying Gyokeres, you can tell I want him, with Sesko, and we think it's not right. Concrete talks doesn't mean a deal's over the line. We need to hear bids, fees agreed, medicals, etc. But you'd imagine we know everything there is to know about Sesko on the pitch and obviously off it, people, like, and they've scouted him heavily, really and truly. It's claimed Arsenal's focus right now is on Sesko, with the Gunners in talks with RB Leipzig and the player himself over a move to North London. We've gone over the January stuff, people. We know we haven't got a forward. Leipzig want to hold out for 92.5 million, which some would rightly say is BS, because that's more than his release clause. And I'm with you, lot. I think it's BS. But I think Leipzig, their job is to start a bidding war and to sell him to the highest bidder. What he does beyond that, that's their business. That's their model, innit? Reinvest, go find the next one. Come on, when they bought him from Salzburg, because he's been someone everyone known about since youth league. And if you play Football Manager, everybody knows about him, innit? He went there to develop and be sold on. So maybe they're sitting there once again and saying, do you know what? If you don't want to pay his release clause up front, hear what we're saying. You give us a sell-on clause, you pay a bit more over a longer period of time. We maneuver, people. Again, apparently it's believed Sesko has an agreement with Leipzig and he'll be sold this summer. They're holding out for 92.5 million. Arsenal will, of course, I like the way they said that, try to lower that number during transfer negotiations and are expected to push for a fee of between 60 and 70. But the Gunners will also not want to miss out on a deal with Arteta, his coaching staff, and those higher up at the club keen to see Sesko join the club. So maybe it don't matter what Berta wants. This is something that we needed to get done. Sesko has enjoyed 2 productive seasons at Leipzig following a £20 million move from Salzburg, selling to themselves. It's like when I play Football Manager and I manage Arsenal and then I start another manager and I sell players to myself, people. He has 16 goals in 41 caps for Sevilla and has been back to become the country's greatest ever player. We all know Osimhen and Gyokeres have been more prolific. 54 goals in the Portuguese league for Sporting is crazy. Osimhen got 36 goals. I don't know anything, but I think Osimhen goes Middle East. Gyokeres has been linked with a bunch of clubs, as we know. Osimhen's expected to move on. So we'll have to see. Leipzig, Sesko did say, the club has given me a lot and continues to give me a lot every day. It's a great club to develop at. In the future, he said he wants to play for a club that suits me and brings the best out of me. I'm currently a Leipzig player, so I'm taking it day by day. If a transfer happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, people. I'm actually quite bullish. I want Gyokeres, but I'm actually quite excited around Sesko. Don't make me look like a donut. Chelsea reportedly hope to ruin Arsenal's search for a striker by going after one of their top targets, Gyokeres. So have we pivoted? Have we tried to get Gyokeres and he says, yo, you know what? I want to do the Chelsea thing. Bearing in mind, they've been linked with Liam Delap. I don't know, people. Nothing's coincidental. Apparently, reportedly, the Blues have made contact with the Portuguese club over him, and we've heard Juventus are onto him as well. At this point, we all know about his 54 goals in 52 games. He's allowed to go for 55 to 70 million, which appears less than Sesko. Obviously, Sesko's got 5 years on him, but, you know, we can't act like Gyokeres is an old man. He's 26, turning 27. Even if he does it for 5 years, that takes him to 32 years of age, people. So we'll have to see. And his release clause did equate to about £85 million, but they're going to let him go for significantly lower, people. That will concern Arsenal because Mikel Arteta has admitted that one of their priorities for the summer must be a goal threat. I mean, half the players we waffle about now and we'll waffle about next year, they have to start somewhere. But it just feels if we want a cold-hearted killer that can score goals, it would be Gyokeres, people. Obviously, Kai Havertz has been injured. Sesko's been cited as an option. We're still linked with Julian Alvarez. I don't think anybody here smash the like button and let me know your thoughts. Maybe you do, but I don't think anyone expects us to get Julian Alvarez. Would love him, but he's signed for Atletico Madrid for 81 million on a 6-year contract. They're apparently going to get Romero from Spurs. They got a bunch of Argentine players over there. I'd imagine the way of life with Spain and Argentina are a lot more similar than London and Manchester or England. It just doesn't make sense. Maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe it's leveraging the fact that Berta was at Atletico Madrid. For what it's worth, I would love Alvarez. I made videos. I wanted him when he was at City. I think he could have been great for us, but it's neither here nor there, in it, really and truly. Both Chelsea and Arsenal, which seems to be the theme of this video so far, want to sign Rodrygo. We've heard that before. Rodrygo and Xabi Alonso will have the final word on the player's future. Everything will be decided after Rodrygo has a conversation with the new coach. You'd imagine Rodrygo's transfer is one that will drag on because they got the Club World Cup. I'm sure Xabi Alonso is going to have conversations with him. Who knows? He might have a change of heart, whether that's staying or going. It also appears Real Madrid want to make some money and offload players. You also hear Rodrygo's in contract talks. It's that season, people. They're just bare BS flying around. And the good thing is it gives us more things to talk about. On the topic of Real Madrid, they've actually been linked with Miles Lewis-Skelly, but Lewis-Skelly is expected to receive a huge wage increase at Arsenal with a new contract likely to be finalised ahead of the pre-season campaign, which is music to my ears. Gone over the Alvarez stuff. We've been linked with Leroy Sané, who's apparently a target for Arsenal. He's out of contract. He's attracted interest from several teams. Been linked with Man United, with Arsenal, with Spurs, with Galatasaray, ironically with Chelsea. We're staying at Bayern Munich. Who knows? Would you lot take Sané? I know he's 29. He's going to be on big wages. We don't know if he's going to deliver. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Arsenal did extend Lokonga's contract by a year. That's probably to leverage a bit of a transfer fee. Arsenal apparently are now in the final rounds of renewing Thomas Partey's deal. Negotiations on a short-term deal with a variable wage structure have gone very well, with both camps confident of an agreement. People, once again, Real Madrid are on alert for Miles Lewis-Skelly. I mean, he was in the academy 5 minutes ago. You played in the champs, dominated Real Madrid, scored in major England debut, key player for Arsenal and everything, done the Haaland thing and everything in between. To see Real Madrid are monitoring you, and they saw firsthand what you're on, must give you a little prep in your step. Everything's got new contract, going to get peas. I can't lie. Good thing Lewis-Skelly's got the mentality and I haven't, because me, boy, my Instagram DMs will be forever open. I don't know if I would make training on time, people. And, you know, I know he's only 18, but yeah, 9 months from this point, there'd be a younger DG. We have also heard about Zubimendi, which nobody's through the door, but Martin Zubimendi and Sesko, whatever we have to say, it'd be nice to get those players in through the door immediately. I look at, what was it, the summer we signed Rice, Timber, and that we got them in early, it kind of worked. Or better yet, Gabriel Jesus and Zini. Just in case you've been living under a rock, Martin Zubimendi has a reported 51 million release clause with all payment structures between Sociedad and Arsenal already agreed. Because the players' paperwork for the transfer has been completed, all parties are relaxed about the scheduling of the medical. Now, we do hear it's going to take a bit of time because Sociedad want it to fall into a certain accounting period. Arsenal are now thinking about visas and things of that ilk. Check out the very first video I posted today, people. You know I work hard for you. Like, we're trying to get to 70k. I've gone over this, but in addition to Zubimendi arriving, the Sakas, the Salibas, the Magaleses, the Trossards, the Partes, the Lewis-Skellies, and the Wanyeris contract talks are ongoing. No clue why I'm doing this, people. I guess it helps me read, people. On the left wing, allegedly, Nico Williams is Arsenal's priority, but his wages make a deal difficult to do. Leao and Gittins have been looked at as well. We've also been linked with another Sociedad player, people. Kubo. I don't believe this. If you do the proper business, and you know what I mean, like the number 9, the left winger, the centre mid, get couple out through the door, sort out the goalkeeping situation, probably need a body or two defensively. If you do the bulk of that and some exits, I'm all for. I'm not saying him, but if Arteta wants a project player, if you want to sign Kubo, not dissing him, but I don't believe this. I just feel we need to get our summer spot on. Everything has to make sense. We need to get this manager, or this club needs. For Mikel Arteta, Burton needs to get you what you need, not what you want. You need a cold-hearted killer up front. You've clearly, well, I don't know if you've won the battle, but it clearly is the club have done the groundwork for Sesko. Once again, we've been linked with Ivan Ndika, who's set to turn down Arsenal interest and continue at Roma. I don't know if I believe this, because aren't you a left-sided centre-half? And apparently there's rumours that Magalhaes could be back before pre-season, but also there was an air of caution in the article that we read via The Athletic in that they use that terminology around White. So, God forbid, if Magalhaes isn't fit for the start of the season, Kivior's doing well. Kivior's a left-sided centre-half. There's going to be too much shuffling in it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know anything, people. Apparently, we've been given a boost in our Garcia pursuit, who's been aggressively. 1 minute he's going Barcelona, then he's going Newcastle. Admittedly, it's not really hot where the Arsenal links are concerned. We all know he's going to leave. We all know he's one of the best keepers in La Liga. We all know he's going to have a great future. People to leave Espanyol for their rivals, Barca, I don't know. We had an interest and the deal collapsed. Apparently, the sporting director or vice president sat there and said, Garcia was in bits about the move to Arsenal not happening, but in life, things happen for a reason. Maybe he's already sold, but the club hasn't told me anything. Mind games. And he was quite, not blasé, but quite professional and quite evasive on his own future at Espanyol, as you already know. Personally, I highly doubt that he'll sign for Barcelona. I'm not saying I'd cut off one of my hands, but it's close. Damn. And apparently he said, at the end of the day, in football, news is coming out all the time. Things are coming out. Until things become a reality, it's not always the truth. But anyways, as I'm telling you, I'm very calm. Whatever needs to be decided, I'll definitely think about it a lot with my people and choose what will be best for me. I'm sure it'll always be like that. Apparently, his release clause stands at 25 million euros, which equates to 21 million. This would have risen to 25 million had he been called up for the nations squad semi-final against Spain. Did someone put a call in? Like, did Arteta or someone put a call and say, don't call him up, big man. We need to get this guy. We'll have to see, man. But it is what it is. I think he's set for a good future. We'll have to see, man. But yeah, welcome, Benjamin Sesko.
Always